that's why I made the pivot from writing to writing fiction and publishing my own work to YouTube and Twitch and whatever, all this other stuff that I'm doing, was for hopefully building that sustainability. But also I burned out, and burnout is like the worst, like it is the worst thing, especially for somebody like me who literally doesn't know how to chill.
I know how to chill. I do know how to chill.
I have no chill. I have no chill. I don't know how to take a day off. I was forced lovingly by people who care about me to take a vacation over Christmas, and I was not able to do that. I tend to use work as a coping method for things, specifically creative work. And I was having a real bad month in December, and I was on the verge of a mental breakdown. And at the point where it's like, hey, go take a break. I'm like, yeah, okay, I'm not going to stream for this many days. I was like, everybody was like, you're not going to do anything for this many days. You need to rest because you've been burning the candles at both ends. I built all of my Patreon is buffered. My I think I have reviews up until like buffered till June or something like that. I have my YouTube channel, my 2-minute critics, which is it's a 2-minute video review. Those are buffered until the end of May, I think. I've got a couple of new ones that I'm just gonna put in the buffer. I was doing this like crazy amounts of work trying to get ready to start university in January so that I didn't have to worry about this sort of stuff, and that I would just be like Sunday nights, plan out my social media for the week, you know, schedule the tweets that I need to schedule my Monday blog when I do an update on Patreon, and just be like, hey, this is what I've got on the pipe this week, or this is what I did last week, or whatever. And took a break, and it was the worst thing that I could have possibly done for myself. I'm literally sitting here going, holy shit, I haven't really talked about this yet, but I was having an already bad month, and I was using this building up my buffer and stuff to cope with the stress of unemployment and Christmas and pandemic and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I was just going to take a break from streaming, but everybody's like, no, you need to stop. Like, go take 3 days off. And I had a mental breakdown. So I literally don't know how to chill.
So I'm going to ask a hard question then. So, because I know, I kind of understand the mentality a little bit. So here's the hard question, the hard one.
Okay.
Are you afraid to take a day off?
No. I'm definitely not afraid to take a day off. I like days off. I love days off as much as anybody else. But I'm just.
But you're not. But burning the candle, like, because this is the thing. Like, I do this too. Like, even though, like, I'm in a position where I could make, like, I gave myself 1 year as a freelancer, kind of see how it would all work out, make a decision about how things are going to go, and then once I make that decision, change it up. I'm still going to be freelancing no matter what happens next month and a half, right? But the thing about that is, I know as much as anything else that that there's a time limit. You have to give yourself a time limit to give yourself, okay, I put myself out there. So then the next step for me is, and I already do this, I have a temp job right now that I'm literally using it to get a certification so I can get a security job if I have to stay in the city. Because if I am going to have to work for somebody, I'm at the point in my life where it's like, you know what, less is more in terms of physicality. I don't want to be physical anymore. I want to do something mental. And if I have to go stand out and look and wave at people and do patrols, because here's the other cool thing about being like in that gig, I can still do this. This doesn't impact me the same way, and I'll still get paid. And right, I'll still get paid, and I can still do this and build this and go with this. But it's easy to get sucked into the work all the time, all the time, all the time, all the time. I have a pandemic, so it's kind of weird making friends right now in this city. It's hard to do. For that reason, I'd kill to go on a date right now. I would kill to go on a date right now. I would feel that would be good. That would be fun.
I would kill to go to a bookstore right now.
Yeah. I mean, that's like I would kill, like that's the thing. Like I would like that's where I'm at. Like I'm at that point where it's like I need to go out and do more. Mm-hmm. That's the downside of being where I'm at right now is I'm kind of by myself. So on one hand, let's be focused. On the other hand, I also realized that I cannot work forever.
Yeah,
I have to take days off. I took last week kind of off because it was like a bunch of streams didn't work out, and went, okay, you know what? I'm just gonna roll with it. I'm gonna keep going the next week. This week I have 7 because I'm insane. But that's me. And I realized like I have that in me too. I can go and burn my candle on ends.
So now to combat this, so this is the big thing. There's 2 big things about this whole mentality. One, it's return on investment. If you're if you are crunching yourself and grinding yourself into dust and you are constantly working and you're doing 7 streams and you're not seeing any returns on that, like you have to figure out what is your time limit and what is your outcome that is going to keep you motivated to keep doing this and make it worth your time. If you're putting money into something and you're not getting that money back, mm-hmm. or you're not you have to see a return on your investment. So that includes your time, your money, your creative your energy, whatever sort of investment that you're putting in there. You need to see a return on that. Maybe it's money. That's what you need to see. Maybe it's viewership. Maybe it's a sponsorship. Maybe it's numbers, like whatever it is that you need to see in order to make this a sustainable goal for yourself. You need to figure out how long you have to invest in something. Because if you're doing the same thing for 10 years and you don't see any growth in your viewership or your readership or whatever, is that worth it? Could you have done something better in those 10 years to change? Like it's kind of like an anime, when you've got I'm the kind of person who I want a 26 episode anime that I'm going to watch, or a 26 episode season of TV that I can watch. And it's like, okay, boom, done. That was the story. That was that. Sometimes you want more. Most of the time I'm like, wrap it up in 26, because that is the return on the investment for me, is I want to get to that conclusion for that story within the time frame that I can justify. But if you're something like Naruto or One Piece that has 931 episodes in One Piece to get to the story, I'm like, I don't have that kind of time. For me, the return on the investment to watch One Piece, while it's like, yeah, okay, that's downtime, to think about how many hours that is, I'm like, no, I don't have that kind of return, or I don't have that kind of investment or that I can afford, So it's like with streaming, I'm like, okay, I've been hardcore streaming for 2.5 years now. I've only been an affiliate for about 18 months. Just numbers weren't there. I wasn't as hardcore into it. I think I've been more than 18. It's been more. I think it's been more now. I don't know. Time doesn't mean anything to me. For me, streaming, especially in the middle of a pandemic, is how I get social interaction. So for it to be useful to me, I need to see people showing up and hanging out. And there's bad days where nobody shows up. It is what it is. But for me to get the most out of streaming, I don't necessarily want to make streaming the thing that I do permanently, to make money. I would rather make money through my reviews on Patreon and that sort of stuff, because it's a better way. That's a whole other thing about how you get paid. That pay structure is something different. But my return on investment is that it's if I can see, I would like to get Twitch partner one day. I would like to hit that level of prestige, but this isn't where I'm going to be forever. I know this isn't where I'm going to be forever. I'm eventually I burned out on writing fiction, and so I pivoted to YouTube and Twitch in order to keep myself creative. So my return on investment for this is to build a community, make some friends, find some interesting opportunities to keep me creative while I work my way back into writing creatively, and doing my school for marketing to get into a community management position. So my return is, if I make some money, that's cool. I get a Twitch payout every couple of months, just because I don't because of the pay scale. I get a Twitch payout every couple of months, and then just buy some more games so that I can keep doing reviews. For me, that's all it needs to be right now.